Hi there, this is Nicole Lee with Health, Beauty, and More. And I'm here to talk about using acupressure on yourself so you can clear your sinuses, and you'll know if you have sinus problems when you're stuffy. And I've had allergies for a couple of years, and the stuffiness can be in your nose. It'll also affect how you sound when you talk. You'll sound more nasal, which you could probably hear. And I have tried all kinds of things besides doing some acupressure. I have been going back to my humidifying machine. It's a vaporizing machine made by Vicks, and it has a top and a place to put your face into it, like so, and it steams, and it actually gets pretty hot. So at some point you can turn down the amount of steam. It has levers on it, and you can also raise your face out of the area where you're breathing through. And this little pad that comes with it is there if you would like to put a few drops of some of your favorite essential oils like eucalyptus, or peppermint is another one that you can use. Be careful though how much you put in there, because it only takes a drop, because it's very, very potent. So back to the acupressure. I like to use some sort of emollient, and this is just extra virgin coconut oil. And what I do is put it on my face, around my nose, under my eyes, above my eyes as well, and above my eyebrows, like on my forehead. Oh. So you give yourself a mini facial at the same time before you get started, to help relax your muscles in your face. And go down to the muscles in your neck. There's this big muscle called the sternocleidomastoid muscle. And what you can do is turn your head to the side. It's best to be in a 45 to 60 degree angle, like in a reclining chair if you're doing these, because it helps drain your sinuses. So if you turn your head to one side, that big muscle there that comes across, as you may be able to see it on me, you can relax it, and it helps relax all the muscles, neck and facial area, just by going downward on that muscle a few times. And now, to point out what I'm going to do, I'm going to take you can either use the pads of your two thumbs, or you can use your index finger or your middle finger pads. So if I'm using the third finger, I'm going like on the side at the top to see where I'm finding acupressure points, and I am just holding it. And what you do is you hold it for a good 30 seconds or longer with sufficient pressure to where it might not be comfortable, but it'll help start the drainage process. And if you do find it's starting to work, you'll be able to breathe easier through your nostrils. So that's one point. Then going up above your eyebrows, what I like to do is I take these two fingers here, not the index, but the third and fourth, and I just go along the sides and down. To begin with, I'm just gliding down lightly on this temple, so. And this helps relax that area and stimulate it. Okay, and then once you've done a few of those, take one of those fingers that I was talking about, put pressure right here above the eyebrow on both sides, and slowly bring it out until you find a sore point. When you find that sore spot, hold it. And I found one right here on my right eyebrow, and I'm going to go over on the left and see if I find one here. And I did. So that's where you put the most pressure, is where it's the most tender, because there's the blockages in the meridian there that runs on your face into your sinuses. So if you do put that pressure on there, it's uncomfortable, but that means that you're finding the right spot. Okay, so you do that and hold it for maybe 30 to 60 seconds, or as long as you can tolerate it, but no more than a minute, and then let go. Now, under your eyebrows, you can also put your fingers under the eyebrows until you find that notch. If you can't find it, look for a spot that's tender. Some people don't have an obvious notch, but you can usually find some area that's tender that corresponds to some of the sinus points. So I found some right here, and I'm going to just apply pressure there and hold it. Relax your shoulders while you're doing these. Just breathe naturally and just hold it there. It should help relieve some of the pressure in your nostrils or some of the sinuses. Sinuses run above your eyes, below. It can even feel, you can feel pressure in your ears a lot of times. And if they're draining, that's good. You might actually feel it drain into your throat. So go back for another one, and let's go to the ends, go down the nose and then outside, and put pressure on these 2 points where you can see my fingers. And you feel a little sore there too, I'm sure, but it works. It does help. I like to do these sometimes when I'm laying in bed in the morning, because that's when I'm the stuffiest. Okay. Let me show you one more. You take your thumb, go to the middle of your forehead, and you can have it downwards or however it's comfortable for you. And you can do this in bed, you can do this in a reclining position, and you put the pressure there, and at the same time you take your tongue, the tip of your tongue, and you push on the roof of your mouth and try to hang it onto that for about 30 seconds. Like so. Okay. And then when you're done with all those, what I like to do is run my fingers with pressure under the socket of the eyes, running under it. So it's kind of going over different meridian points that run across the sinus drainage areas. And if you find a really sore spot, that usually means there's a blockage. Like for me, it happened to be right in the lateral areas. So it's best to put the pressure there. And breathe naturally. And push just gently, but not, you want some pain, but you don't want it to be serious pain, just moderate pain. So it's another point for me, and you might find one under your sockets. Be careful not to poke your eye or anything, but go along the ridge under your eye socket. Okay, so those are just some of the areas that I like to go over, and they seem to help start off the day better. If you get a little bit of a soreness in your throat, that's normal. You can always try other things as well for sinus pressure and ear problems, like the one with the lemon. And I did a video, I believe, on that already. And that one can be a little burny, but it sounds cute, burning. Anyway, that's the one where you're plugging up one nostril at a time, and you squirt lemon juice from a lemon into your nostril and breathe in It's like like you're using lemon like you would a nasal spray or a saline spray, and it can burn in the passageways. But the first time you do it, it may actually clear up any bacterial problems that you have going on, so you don't get an infection that way. So if that's one of your goals is to prevent getting an infection, then I would recommend that you try the lemon one as well. And I hope that these tips help you. I have a lot of information and I'm always doing more research. So if you have any questions, give me questions. I'll be glad. I'll get back to all your questions and respond. And please do subscribe to my channel. Take care. Nicole Lee Health, Beauty, and more. Bye-bye.